electricity. Can't explain this chemistry. Something's coming over me. Don't you ever stop what your love is doing to me. Don't you ever quit giving what comes naturally. Sweet thing, baby, love, I can't get enough. You play cool, give me a sign. What can I do to make you mine? What I'm saying ain't no lie. No time for feeling shy. I wanna holler and testify. You make me feel so sky high. Don't you ever stop what your love is doing to me. Don't you ever quit giving what comes naturally. Don't you ever quit giving what comes naturally. Don't you ever stop what your love is doing to me. Don't you ever quit giving what comes naturally. Don't you ever stop what your love is doing to me.
Welcome everyone to the newly branded Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Michelle Odom. I'm one of the co-hosts, and we are having our special holiday hangout tonight, primarily focusing on the question of whose booty is this, which is a continuation of a dialogue held by Bell Hooks. We are in the process of changing our name from the National Black Feminist Book Group to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle, but you can look up probably either one of those names on our platforms at Google, Google+, YouTube, and Facebook to learn more about us. Mostly what we do is read books together and share our reactions to them. But tonight is a little bit different because we are reacting to and continuing a discussion based on another discussion. Again, I'm Michelle Odom, and I am in New York City. Vanita?
Hello, everyone. My name is Vanita Walker. I'm talking to you from Connecticut. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy you guys are joining us tonight. DL?
I'm Georgette Moses, and I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. And this is going to be some kind of discussion.
Yeah.
Quite, you know, the usual for us, because we enjoy hot topics, and this is what. So here we go.
Definitely, definitely. And, you know, and really, I want everyone to relax and be comfortable and make yourselves at home and take off your shoes if you want to. Get yourself a glass of wine. I'm ready.
Oh,
All right now.
wow. I'm ready.
Um,
You was blushing already. You haven't even started, Tia.
Yeah.
and let's have fun. I was saying to Georgette that I just posted a video, a parody of Nicki Minaj's video called Anaconda, and it's all of these mostly black booties, uh, nearly naked women twerking, and every time there's a twerk, there's a fart, and it's I can't stop laughing about it. So, so I'm gonna try to contain myself, but that's where we are. Randy, you made it! Thank goodness.
Yeah, there she is. All right.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Randy Henderson. I am watching from Atlanta, and I'm excited to see everyone. I miss you all,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
excited for tonight.
Oh, I'm so glad you got in. Background, whose booty is this? Eugene Lang College at the New School for Liberal Arts hosted an open conversation for students on October 7, 2014, with Bell Hooks, who is among the leading public intellectuals of her generation and whose writings cover a broad range of topics, including gender, race, teaching, and contemporary culture. The panel included Lenny Denise, founder and vision director of Wild Seed Cultural Group, Anna Czarnik-Neimeyer, the assistant director of the Cassandra Vos Center, St. Norbert College, and Stephanie Troutman, the assistant professor of leadership and educational studies and affiliate faculty women's studies at Appalachian State University. This evening, the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle is exploring some of the issues and themes raised by the Bell Hooks conversation. And that conversation was titled Transgression, Whose Booty Is This? And I just want to point out that, or remind us that transgression means to an act that goes against something, goes against a law or a rule or a code of conduct. It's some kind of offense. So we're really looking at the question of booty juxtaposed with offense. Is there something offensive about our focus on booty?
Some of the themes and issues raised in the Bell Hooks conversation include ownership and access to the female body, liberatory sexuality, white supremacist, capitalist, patriarchal structure of female sexuality, the body as a location of delight, pleasure, and love, blackness not marketable, representation that either maintains the status quo or liberates us, booty's long reign on the world stage, liberatory queer practices, feminism outside the academy, white cultural appropriation of Black bodies, queer conversations in straight spaces, sexualization of young girls, marketing that targets the booty, and attitudes in the Black community toward large booties.
Great, thank you. Basically, as you can see, what I did was kind of summarize the major themes that came out in the Bell Hooks dialogue, and then came up with some of our own questions to address. The process of thinking always evokes more questions than we have time or energy to to get to. And as you can see, the number of questions that came out of the bell hooks dialogue, they spent so much time coming up with questions, that's about all they could really do. So anyway, we have a separate list of our own questions.
Conversations with Stephanie Troutman. Stephanie raised the issue of anilingus, or ass eating, noting how it has become part of a mainstream discourse of sexual practice, and finds something transgressive about having this queer conversation in straight space. It's almost like whiteness has nowhere to go and has moved into queer and black spaces. Why? Stephanie also told a story about trying to find pants for her then 5-year-old daughter without something written on the ass. She finds that products conspire to keep us thinking about this. Finally, she noted there's cultural capital in the black community around having a big ass. Some of the questions raised by the dialogue with Troutman throughout the evening include: question 1, why the targeting of black women in a particular way? Why the movement of queer practices into hetero spaces? What are those connections and how does that affect us, not only in our psyche, but in our consumption? 2, whose gaze? Asks Bell Hooks. Who is the consumer of that butt, and is that butt really just a kind of warning to women in general about youth and sagging, and this is your competition? You're competing with a child, a female child, for desirability? Question 3, people post videos of children twerking on social media, says Stephanie. So what does that mean when there's no accountability piece to mediate, modify, or give us a place to have a critical discussion? Question 4, if you look at the rate of black females in all ages and HIV and unprotected anal sex as being one of the central ways that one can pass HIV and receive it, what does it mean in the sense that we are then invited to have a sexual pleasure that is tied to great risk? Asks Bell Hooks. When we talk about liberatory feminist sexuality, especially for younger women of all races, we have to talk about how do we have that pleasure, whatever that pleasure is, in such a way that it is not diminishing and it's not against ourselves. 5, how do we create a space that's safer for them, young girls, to do certain bodily practices like twerking, as Stephanie, that would otherwise not be problematic if we didn't have certain elements of our culture that were targeting them and sexualizing them and all of that? 6, twerking and some of the movements and rhythms do connect back to sort of African diasporic dance. So what is that relationship? How does that inform the cultural practice as well?
Thank you.